To access the portion of EZM Web where you can create purchase orders, click on Purchase Order under the Inventory drop-down list on the left side of the screen. After you click on Purchase Order, you'll be taken to the following screen, which we'll call the Main Purchase Order screen. From this section of EZM Web, you can accomplish the following actions. View a list of purchase orders and see the materials in each purchase order. Create new purchase orders. Edit existing purchase orders. Delete purchase orders. Print purchase orders. And close purchase orders. At the top of the main purchase order screen, you'll see the list of purchase orders that are currently open. In the list of purchase orders, you can see the number for each purchase order under the PO number column, along with the vendor to whom the PO is being sent. The PO number is a number that uniquely identifies each purchase order and is automatically assigned to the purchase order by EZM Web when you create it. You can also see the date on which each PO was entered under the PO date column and the last time it was updated under the last updated column. Also notice that on the right side of the screen there is a quick search box that allows you to search for purchase orders. You can use the quick search box to search for purchase orders by entering the number of the purchase order for which you are searching, or you can enter a vendor to see a list of all of the purchase orders that have been sent to that vendor. To search for a purchase order by entering its number, first click in the circle called PO number and then type the number of the purchase order into the box below. Then click on the small Go button in the bottom right corner of the quick search box. If there is a purchase order which matches the number you typed, then the list of purchase orders will be replaced with the purchase order for which you searched. To redisplay the entire list of purchase orders when you're done searching, click on the Go button again without entering anything into the text box. To create a new purchase order, click on the yellow-colored New button. After clicking on the New button, you'll be taken to a screen where you enter the details about the new purchase order. At the top of the purchase order screen, there are 3 items. A checkbox called Closed. This checkbox is checked when you want to mark the purchase order as closed. PO date. This is where you select the date on which the purchase order was entered. Select the month, day, and year from the drop-down boxes. Terms. Seen in the upper right-hand corner, this is where you'll select the terms of payment. Below that, the rest of the screen where you enter data about the purchase order is divided into 3 sections: detailed identifying information, contact information, and order totals, plus a section where you enter all of the materials and/or replacement parts you're including on the purchase order. In the Detailed Identifying Information section of the purchase order screen, you select the vendor to whom you are sending the purchase order. You select them by choosing their ID from the Vendor ID drop-down box shown in the upper left-hand corner. If the vendor you wish to choose is not available as a selection in the drop-down box, then that vendor needs to be entered into EZM Web. Once you select the vendor to whom you want to send the purchase order, then that vendor's information will automatically fill in on the PO screen. In the Contact Information section of the purchase order screen, you enter the contact information for the point of contact in the vendor's company. Contact. Here you enter the name of the person at the vendor's company who is the point of contact on the purchase order. Phone number. Here you enter the main phone number for the point of contact. Fax number. Enter the fax number for the point of contact. Delivery date. Enter the delivery date of the items on the purchase order. Under Order Totals, you enter where the freight is on board in the FOB field. The order total will automatically fill in with the total amount of the order. Once you've entered all of the above information for the PO, then locate the 2 buttons at the bottom of the screen called Next and Cancel. If you've changed your mind and do not want to enter the new purchase order, or have arrived at the purchase order details screen by mistake, click on the Cancel button to return to the main purchase order screen without entering the new PO. Otherwise, to continue creating the purchase order, click on the Next button. Notice that the Next button is replaced with two new buttons, Add Details and Save. Also notice that the purchase order you've created has been given a number, which is shown at the top right. At this point, you can either click on the Save button to save the purchase order and return to the main purchase order screen, or you can use the Add Details button to add materials or replacement parts to the list of items which you want to purchase. Clicking on the Add Details button opens up a form where you enter details about the new material or replacement part you're adding to the PO. This form is where you enter data about the item you're adding to the purchase order. Notice that there are red asterisks next to the data items material number and quantity ordered. This means that these two data items are required. In other words, you must make an entry for both of these data items to save the new item to the purchase order. Here's a description of all the data items in this form. Material number. Here you select the number of the material or replacement part that you want to include on the purchase order. Quantity ordered. Enter the quantity of the item you're purchasing. Unit price. Enter the price per unit at which you're purchasing this item. Comments. Here you can enter any comments for this item. Notice that at the bottom of the form there are Save and Cancel buttons. Click on the Save button to add the material or replacement part to the purchase order, or click on the Cancel button if you've changed your mind and do not want to add the item to your purchase order. Once you've clicked on the Save button, you'll see the item added to the purchase order. You can see the list of all of the items currently included on the purchase order. You can add as many items to the request for bid as you want using the Add Details button. You can also edit and delete the items you've added to the RFB by using the Edit and Delete buttons to the right of each item in the list. Once you're finished, click on the Save button to save the request for bid and return to the main request for bid screen. You may also change details for purchase orders which you've already created. Locate the PO you wish to edit in the list. Then look under the Edit column and click on the small Edit button that corresponds with the PO you wish to edit. After clicking on the Edit button that corresponds with the PO you want to edit, you'll be taken to this screen where you can change the details of the PO. This screen is very similar to the one described earlier, where you enter a new purchase order. Unlike the screen at which you enter a new purchase order, however, this screen will be filled with all of the information previously entered about this purchase order, including all of the materials and replacement parts included in the request. As when entering a new purchase order, the Add Details button lets you add new materials or replacement parts to the purchase order. Once you've made your desired changes, you can choose to either save the changes to the PO, or if you've changed your mind and no longer want to make changes to it, cancel and return to the main purchase order screen. To save or cancel, click on the Save or Cancel buttons at the bottom of the screen. You may also delete purchase orders. To do this, locate the purchase order you wish to delete, and then look under the Delete column. Click on the small Delete button that corresponds with the PO you wish to delete. Once you click on the Delete button, a small window will pop up on the screen prompting you to confirm that you want to delete the purchase order from EZM Web. Click on the OK button to confirm that you want to delete the PO, or click on the Cancel button if you've changed your mind and do not want to delete it. If you click on the OK button, you'll be returned to the main purchase order screen, and the PO will be removed from the list of purchase orders. To print a purchase order, locate the PO you wish to print in the list. Then look under the Edit column and click on the small Edit button. This will open up the screen at which you can edit a purchase order. However, we're not interested in editing the purchase order, we only want to print it. On the right side of the screen, you should see a yellow-colored Print button. Clicking on the Print button will print your purchase order.